Imagine preparing your U.S. passport application, gathering your citizenship evidence, and then discovering one problem that could delay everything. The name you use today is different from the name on your citizenship document, but you do not have a marriage certificate or court order that connects the two names. How can you show that both names belong to the same person? In the right circumstances, Form DS-60 may help establish that history. In this video, we will walk through Form DS-60, Affidavit Regarding a Change of Name, step by step. You will learn when a form is used, who must complete it, what evidence should accompany it, how to answer every numbered item, when the affiant must sign, what the notary or passport agent completes, and how to avoid common mistakes that can delay processing. This guide is based on the current U.S. Department of State form, edition October 2024. Always download the latest version directly from the Department of State before completing it. Remember that DS-60 is supporting evidence. It does not guarantee that a requested name will appear on a passport, because the Department of State makes the final determination after reviewing the entire application. This presentation provides general information, not legal advice. Form DS-60 has a specific purpose. According to the form, it is used when the name a passport applicant currently uses is substantially different from the name on the applicant's citizenship evidence, or when the applicant did not acquire the current name through marriage or a court order. The person completing DS-60 is called the affiant. The affiant should have personal knowledge of the applicant's use of both the former name and the current name. The form states that a blood relative is preferred, although another person with genuine personal knowledge may be able to serve as the affiant. The passport applicant generally submits Form DS-11 along with original or certified copies of 3 or more public documents showing public and exclusive use of the acquired name for 5 years or longer. Examples listed on the form include tax records, medical records, employment records, military records, a driver's license, or state-issued identification. If the applicant can provide only 2 public documents, the DS-60 instructions say to submit affidavits from 2 or more people who can swear or affirm that they have known the applicant by both names, and that the new name has been used exclusively for 5 years or more. An affidavit is generally not needed when a marriage certificate or court order already documents a change. The Department of State will retain the affidavit, so request or keep a copy when it is executed. Before filling out the form, separate the 3 roles involved. First is a passport applicant, the person applying for the U.S. passport. The applicant is responsible for the passport application, citizenship evidence, public documents showing name usage, and a completed DS-60 affidavit. Second is the affiant. The affiant is the person filling out Form DS-60. The affiant must know the applicant's name history personally, answer the questions truthfully, present valid government-issued photo identification, and sign the affidavit under oath or affirmation in front of a passport agent, passport acceptance agent, or notary. Third is the authorized official. This may be a passport agent, passport acceptance agent, or notary. The official does not write the affiant's personal explanation. Instead, the official verifies the affiant's identity, observes the execution of the affidavit, completes the official certification block, records the identification document, signs and dates the form, enters a location, and adds a required notarial seal when acting as a notary. Do not confuse the applicant with the affiant. The applicant does not automatically sign the oath merely because the affidavit supports the applicant's passport case. The signature belongs to the affiant, the person swearing or affirming that the information is true. Keeping these roles clear prevents signatures from being placed in the wrong section. Do not begin by signing the form. Begin by gathering the evidence and checking the facts. The DS-60 affidavit works together with the passport application and the applicant's public records. It does not replace the entire evidence package. First, organize original or certified public documents showing the acquired name being used publicly and exclusively for at least 5 years. The document should cover a meaningful period and should be consistent. Tax, medical, employment, military, licensing, and state identification records are examples included in the form instructions. Second, prepare the affiant's valid government-issued photo identification. The affiant must present that identification to the passport agent, acceptance agent, or notary. A clear photocopy of both the front and the back of the same identification must be submitted. Make sure the copy is readable and not cropped. Third, prepare a detailed and truthful name history. The affiant should be ready to explain when the applicant began using the current name, how the affiant knows the applicant, how long the affiant has known each name, and whether the current name has been used exclusively or merely as an also known as name. The form specifically says to use black ink only. It also says that if an error is made, the affiant should complete a new form and should not correct the mistake. For that reason, verify spelling, dates, and names against reliable records before writing on the final copy. Items 1 through 5 identify the passport applicant. Item 1 asks for the applicant's current name. Enter the current first, middle, and last name, plus a suffix such as junior, senior, or the third when applicable. Use the spelling the applicant is asking the Department of State to recognize, and make sure it's consistent with the supporting public documents. Item 2 asks for the approximate date when the applicant started using the current name. The requested format is month and year. If the affiant does not remember an exact date, the form permits an approximate date, but the answer should be honest and reasonably supported by the affiant's knowledge and the available records. Item 3 asks for the applicant's former name. Enter the former first, middle, and last name and suffix, if any. This should match the citizenship evidence or other records showing the former identity. Item 4 asks for the passport applicant's date of birth. Enter the date carefully and follow the form's requested date format. Item 5 asks for the applicant's place of birth, including the city and state as requested on the form. After completing these fields, compare the current name, former name, date of birth, and place of birth against the passport application and supporting records. A missing middle name, an incorrect suffix, transposed numbers, or inconsistent spelling can cause confusion and may delay review. If a mistake has been written on the form, follow the official instruction to start a new form rather than altering the entry. Items 6 through 8 establish the affiant's personal knowledge. Item 6 asks how many years the affiant has known the passport applicant by the current name and by the former name. The form provides separate spaces, so answer both parts. Do not simply state the total number of years the people have known each other, if that does not explain the 2 periods of name usage. Item 7 asks how the affiant knows the passport applicant. Examples on a form include parent, sibling, spouse, friend, and coworker. Use a relationship that accurately describes a connection. If the relationship has changed over time, a short clarification may help. Item 8 is the main narrative. The affiant must explain whether they have known the applicant by both names, whether the current name has been used exclusively for all purposes, or as an also known as name, and what the affiant personally knows about the change. A strong explanation uses specific facts. When the current name began appearing, the settings in which it was used, how friends, relatives, employers, schools, medical providers, financial institutions, or the community recognized the applicant, and whether the former name continued to be used. Do not exaggerate and do not copy a generic statement that the affiant cannot personally verify. If the space is insufficient, attach a separate sheet as the form allows. Identify the applicant and the item number on the continuation sheet. Keep the explanation organized and follow any submission instructions from the passport acceptance facility. Next, complete the affiant's identity section. Enter the affiant's printed legal name clearly. Then enter the affiant's full address, including street number and name, city, state, and zip code. The form also provides a field for the affiant's Social Security number. The Privacy Act statement says that providing the Social Security number and other information is voluntary, but also warns that failure to provide information may result in processing delays because the information is used to verify identity and passport eligibility. If the affiant has questions about this field, the affiant should seek guidance from the Department of State or the passport acceptance facility rather than guessing. Most importantly, do not sign the form in advance. The DS-60 instructions require the affiant to sign in front of a passport agent, passport acceptance agent, or notary. The signature is part of an oath or affirmation declaring under penalty of perjury that the information is true and that the applicant is known by both the current and former names as stated. The date of the affiant's signature must be the same as the date of the authorized official signature. During the appointment or remote session, wait until the official instructs you to sign. If the form was signed earlier, the official may be unable to complete the certificate as presented, and a new and signed form may be required. The lower certification area is for the passport agent, passport acceptance agent, or notary. The affiant should not fill in the official's signature, location, identification record, or seal. The official personally views the affiant's valid identification and compares it with a photocopy that will be submitted. The form provides choices, such as driver's license, passport, military identification, or another specified document. The official records the identification number, issue date, expiration date, and place of issue as requested. The official also enters the date of appearance and the appropriate location, signs a certificate, and completes the printed name or agency information. When a notary performs a notarization, the notary applies a required seal. The affiant's signature date and the official's signature date must match. After notarization, confirm that every required field is readable, the seal is visible, the ID photocopy includes both sides, and the final package contains a necessary passport application and supporting public documents. Remote online notarization may be available depending on the notary's authority and the receiving process, but acceptance is controlled by the Department of State and the relevant passport acceptance facility. Before using a remote service, confirm that the recipient will accept a remotely notarized affidavit and an electronically notarized document. Never assume acceptance simply because the notarization itself is legally performed. If remote online notarization is acceptable for your submission, the Notary 20 workflow is straightforward. First, complete items 1 through 8 and the affiant's printed information. Leave the affiant's signature and the entire official certification area incomplete. Second, submit the unsigned DS-60 and a clear copy of the affiant's valid government-issued photo identification. The identification presented during the live session should be the same identification copied for the passport package. Third, join the live video session with a working camera and microphone. Have the original photo identification and the final form ready. The notary will verify identity and review the document for completion without giving legal advice or deciding whether the passport application will be approved. Fourth, take the required oath or affirmation and sign only when instructed during the session. The notary then completes a notarial section, records the identification details, signs and dates the certificate, and applies the electronic notarial seal as appropriate. Fifth, receive the completed notarized PDF and submit it with the passport application, the required public name-use records, and a clear front and back ID photocopy. Notary 20 provides convenient remote online notarization for only $20 per document. Before scheduling, confirm both that DS-60 is eligible for the planned remote process and that the Department of State or acceptance facility will accept the electronic notarization. Before you submit anything, pause and complete one final review. Use the current official DS-60 and black ink. Confirm that the applicant's current name, former name, date of birth, and place of birth match the supporting records. Enter the approximate month and year when the current name began. State how long the affiant has known the applicant by each name. Explain the relationship, and provide a detailed personal account of the use of both names. Prepare the public documents showing the applicant's name usage. Prepare a valid government-issued photo ID for the affiant and a clear photocopy of both sides. Complete the affiant's printed name, address, and other requested identity information. Do not sign in advance. During the appointment, the affiant signs under oath in front of the passport agent, acceptance agent, or notary. Make sure the affiant's signature date matches the official's date. Confirm that the official completes the identification fields, location, signature, and seal. Review the entire package before submitting it. Form DS-60 can help explain a passport applicant's established use of a different name when standard marriage or court order evidence is unavailable. The key is to tell a truthful, consistent story supported by reliable records, personal knowledge, correct identification, and a properly completed oath. The Department of State reviews the complete evidence and makes the final passport name decision. If you still need to notarize Form DS-60, first confirm that the Department of State or your passport acceptance facility will accept remote online notarization and an electronically notarized document. Once acceptance is confirmed, visit notary20.com. For only $20 per document, you can complete your notarization conveniently online. Prepare to complete it, but in signed form and your valid government-issued photo ID. Join the live video session, take the oath, sign when instructed, and receive your notarized PDF. Visit notary20.com when you are ready to get started. Thank you for watching. Review every name, date, supporting document, signature, and notarial field one last time, and submit your passport application with confidence.